So YouTube intro is live. Going into the second league, splashing a little bit of color into our Temur Rogues deck, adding some green. We're going to be throwing in some copies of Tarmogoyf. To be able to get a little more consistent threat. We were running Scourge of the Skyclaves. Scourge of the Skyclaves last league, and it was dead in hand a lot. We also saw a bunch of like affinity lists and things that weren't dealing damage to themselves. In addition, we're adding 2 copies of Grimflare to up our threat count. 1 copy of Abrupt Decay, 1 copy of Assassin's Trophy as some nice like catch-all interaction. In the sideboard, we're adding 1 copy of Collector Oof, because if we're gonna meme, we're gonna meme big. An additional copy of Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy. And yeah, I think that's about it. Our replacements were the 4 Scourge of the Skyclaves, a Dark Confidant, the Unearth, Counterspell, and in the board we replaced the extra Fatal Push, which moved to the main, and some amount of cards that I don't remember. Either way, added a Breeding Pool and a Overgrown Tomb to the main. I don't think we want a basic Swamp, but we'll see how this goes. Let's hop in. Play the 2-mana black removal spell that makes you lose 2 life. Could, but we're early. You're trophying their turn 3 to 4, 8/8 Murktide, so you're still ramping them early. If we're not trophying it, we're dying to it. I would rather give them a land than be dead. Like, again, Assassin's Trophy is there because it's 2 mana, deal with anything on the battlefield. Doesn't matter how big the creature is, doesn't matter if it's a land, planeswalker, enchantment, artifact, whatever. Trophy gets rid of it. That's the purpose of Trophy. If I just wanted a kill spell, I would just play like a Go for the Throat or whatever the non-vampire one is, or Victim of Night or something. But that's not what I want. I want 2 mana or less, preferably 1. The 2 mana, be able to deal with literally any one thing out there. This is a hand of Magic cards. Whether it's good or not, no idea. But we've got all of our colors covered. We've got some things that maybe could be confused as threats. We're going to be able to start putting a bunch of cards in our opponent's graveyard really quickly. Looks like a Jeskai control deck. Maybe 4 color Solitude, yep. Hall of Omens. I just want to get Overgrown Tomb. Cool. Get Breeding Pool. Get my double blue in case I want to seal plus Thought Thief on turn 3. Perfect, some Solitudes to play around. I was afraid this league was gonna be too easy. No. Right, opponent, you draw them magical cards. Go ahead and fill that hand up for these Inquisitions. I could have flashed in the second Soaring Thought Thief so that they would both trigger on that combat. But I really just want to check out what's going on first. Skyclave Apparition, Ephemerate, Prismatic Ending. Let's take Skyclave. Or am I just taking Ephemerate? Need to take Skyclave. Okay, what is my plan from here? I could Inquisition, take the Ephemerate. I could pass and try to like Assassin's Trophy the Solitude if they go to Ephemerate it. I think I'm just gonna plan on flashing in Thought Thief. Thought Thief. Attic Ending gone. We've got Tarmogoyf is decent draw. Shadow's a decent draw. Oh no, crap. Flash in the Thought Thief. Oh well. Could be fine. Maybe. Does make it pretty bad for not having flashed in that Soaring Thought Thief. But it does mean they don't just get like a free Solitude Ephemerate or something. Ephemerate is gone. Man, it's a good thing that we've got abrupt decays and hard removal spells to deal with the Batter Skull and not an Assassin's Trophy that can kill a 5-mana artifact. Thank goodness. You're right, it ramps them from their 5 mana they already have to 6 mana that they probably would have had. Made Mr. Streamer mad, chat. It's fine. What's up before they can untap with the mana for it. Gives Delirium for our Grim Flare. Probably want to turn off my yields, so if I want to like seal of removal my own guy, I can. Either Cauldron draw next turn to back up, chat. So glad that y'all are on my side here. Great. Thank you for that, opponent. Appreciate you letting me recast my spells after I have to bounce them. Carry on. Their hand, Solitude. Pretty sure they've got a Polluted Delta and an Unknown. They're really not about this Thought Thief, are they? Like so anti-Thought Thief. What thieves? So Bend the Shadow. Bend the Shadow, bend the Catacombs. I just bending all of these. Yeah. What are we talking about? Gatekeeper of Malakir? How we get on that discussion? Ironically, yet another card I played in Standard. Push, Goy. I don't hate these. Like, I know I'm bidding a push. Do I want to keep a push and a Goyf? Sorry. All right. I'll bend the push and I guess I can just keep everything bend because I just get to like buy it back anyway. Don't counter me, bro. Armagoyf. My Solitude, my Luris. You got it, Chief. What is this spice? This is Sultai Rogues, clearly. Where we get to beat Skyclave apparitions and solitudes and batter skulls and prismatic endings to fairies, ephemerates. Because we just have grim flayers and soaring thought thieves. Alright, what am I bringing in? What am I bringing in? Mystical Dispute is like bad mana leaks, probably fine. Hits to fair. Hits to fairy. How'd we win that game? We played around it. Like, don't ask what it is, just know it was there and we played around it. Don't think I want Seal of Removal here. This. Just know they had it. We said, not today, Satan, and we played around it. Opponent said, dang, you played around it. Need Thieving Skydiver. What is Thieving Skydiver? 1 blue, Murphy Road, 2, 1. Oh, the thing that steals artifacts. The Vintage Cube All-Star. Steal your opponent's signets or moxes or whatever. Liquid metal coating their lands and steal them. Now we're talking. Ooh, is that a deck? Did you like liquid metal coating their lands, steal it with a skydiver, seal of removal your own skydiver to pick it back up, and like Luris to replay your seal of removal? I know it's like a bunch of cards, but this is okay. Saffron Olive had a meme deck, went 4-1 with it. I believe it. Sounds right up a Saffron Olive meme tree. Temur, steal your girl. How about an Inquisition off the top? Here's to you, big guy. You have an updated list? Have I not? Oh, I didn't update to Stream Decker. Crap, you're right. Stream Decker. Guess it would help if I renamed it. Or save. I love how like every deck I could possibly put shadows in has been brewed at some point. Like Sultai Shadow Rogues. Oh yeah, you've already got one of those. You want to replace it? Crap. Colored fountain. Fairy sword, rest in peace. So let's take it to Fairy. They can get down a rest in peace here. We can abrupt decay it at some point, but honestly, I don't think we care about it. Oh crap, Kevin's in here. No, we totally 5-0'd that last league, didn't we? Didn't we, fellas? I do love how this Soaring Thought Thief is just gonna like flip everything they know and love into exile. Now, we started off like a really good 3-0 last league, and then round 4 we ran into a Murktide deck that ended up top decking Lightning Bolt on us. Game 3 when we had Lethal on board, and then we ran into a second Affinity list round 5 that messed us up pretty bad. That's down. Old Fountain's down. Another rest in peace on top. I'm kind of tempted to just like not attack and let them have that and just say like my graveyard's gone, whatever. But at the same time, I could just like start milling them for insane amounts. If I find another land, maybe I want to like abrupt decay this and play Tarmogoyf or something. They've got Mystic Gate, Sword of Feast and Famine, Unknown. Get out of here with your prismatic endings. Got it, Chief. Celestial Colonnade. No. How many resting pieces did you bring in? Am I playing the other shadow? If he attacks with Colonnade, I'm going to 4. It's swinging up to 10, so yeah, I need to. Like, obviously, if you top deck Solitude, it's horrendous for me, but if he top decks a Solitude, I wasn't gonna have anything to do with the Shadow anyway. Why not? I had 0 power to the board too. I thought about it. You top. Okay. This is way better than Solitude. Alright. So I want to deal 6. Make sure that both of my shadows are lethal next turn. The heck of it. All right. I really should have added 0 power to the board. Would have made a big impact on that match down the stretch. Opponent would have looked up and seen two 6/6 shadows and a 0/1 Tarmogoyf and been like, I could have dealt with the first 2, but my God, that third, the Madman. Rogue's still playable? No idea. That's what we're trying to find out today. This is only the second league with Rogues. First match going into the second match of the second league. 3-2 the first one. Should have been a 4-1, but happens. Yeah, 3-2. We beat Affinity, Yawgmoth, and what do we play round 1? Affinity, Yawgmoth, and something else, and we lost to a second Affinity and Blue-Red Murktide. Blue-Black Rogues for the first list. Ganta. So it'd be Tron. This hand is like really good if we see the second land, and like really bad otherwise. I think I'm just gonna ship it. All right. Top 8 challenge on Tron. Possibly. He's molded to 4. So there's a very real chance this Drown in the Lock can do something. Like if we get to counter a turn 2 Sylvan Scrying or something similar. So I know I'm going to end up fetching. So let's just go ahead and scry first. Fetch on their upkeep. Must be mono red if you mold to 4. Right. So let's go ahead and get down a Thought Thief. Get the extra mill in. That way we can buff both of our guys next turn. We'll have enough cards in the yard to drown in the lock a lot of relevant spells. Stream Decker left the chat. Alright, now try it. Yeah, I'm countering this. No reason not to. No, no, no! Accidentally double clicked. No! Scrying, O-Stone, Karn. Take the Karn. So annoying. Like, is that little bit of Magic Online lag? We can scrying next turn. So we can go Luris, get back Bauble, and we've got a Drown in the Lock for anything under an Emrakul the Promised End. If it's above an Emrakul the Promised End, we in rough shape. Why is there a Bitter Blossom in the board? Because it stands in front of Murktide Regent really well. Michael, why are you playing Assassin's Trophy? Assassin's Trophy so bad. Well, insert target viewer here. I know my luck and I'm gonna run into some Tron. I'll leave in a seal removal because it can't just bounce a worm coil engine. Bring in Mystical Dispute is just a bad mana leak. Better than a lot of the stuff we're taking out. The old Collector Oof. Collector Oofe. They mold to 6. Do I want to mull? It's like a good proactive hand, but I'm on the draw. Guess we'll keep it because of Collector Oof. Just kind of like see what happens. Mold a 2 looking for trophy. You can't win the match without it. Well, if we mold a 2 looking for trophy, we're going to end up mulling to 1 looking for trophy because we're sure as hell not going to see it on 2. And then we're going to be sitting here with a trophy and no other cards in hand and hit 7 lands in a hand. Or 7 lands in a row. What's the matchup? Mono Green Tron. They did not reveal Gigantha for game 2, which makes me think they brought in Dismember. which seems like a reasonable magic card to have post board. So the hope is that he goes crack sphere, make a green, not have a land drop, play another like sphere or star. Play out a Thieves Guild on the off chance that we like flip them over 2 Tron lands or something. No. Grasping at straws for an argument here. Vigor. That does nothing against us. Ooh. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no. Alright. Question of the day is, do they have Nat Tron / do they rip it off the top? Not Tron. Tron either. Alright, so that can answer Karn. What's my plan here? I think I'm just thought thieving. Because if he plays like a little Karn next turn, I can thought seize what he gets off of it and kill the Karn. And I just like the idea of getting these rogues online. Because he's just dead like 2 turns from now. He blind rips the Tron land. Why am I never surprised? Why am I never surprised? We already knew he had the payoff because we know he's got Karn Liberated in hand. Yep. Okay. So, what's my plan to get from here potentially winning? Like, I don't have to kill this Karn. I can't just put the Karn to 1. Let's say I attack Karn for 2, him for 2. Or do I have to just... I guess I just have to kill the Karn. Tron players, after they top deck the missing Tron, please. Deck is supposed to work that way. Got like less than a 7% outer. Like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. How I constructed the deck. Got a sphere, star. Do I have any outs to get bridge off the board? Oh yeah, I've got trophies. That's right. Do have outs to bridge. So if that's the case, I just want to put myself in a position where if I do top deck a trophy, I'm just killing them. Like, no doubt about it, 100% ending the game if I top deck a trophy. I've 1 Abrupt Decay, 2 trophies. Okay. This game is so easy. Why do opponents think they even have a chance against the rogue menace of Modern? Ah. Sweet, sweet justice. Sweet, sweet fiery justice. Sup, Jun sucks. Jun may suck, but Sultai Rogues.
And I think most people are creative in one way or the other. A lot of people feel like they have a book in them, or they have a song in them, or they have a TV show idea. And you can sit around and talk about that all you want. But until it is actually reality, it doesn't count.
I don't think the Abzan side's much better. Though we did play against a Abzan Ephemerate Rhino deck the other day. That was pretty cool. We beat it, but it was cool. They had like the Persist, that Archon card. Hammer time. Stop. Alright. I'll let you draw.
You know, I mean, when I was younger, I don't know how many songs I half wrote, but never quite finished.
Pure Steel, Smith, Shadow Spear.
And no one knows.
I think I'm just taking the Smith. Take the 2 for 1.
So it kind of doesn't count until you finish it and then put it out into the world.
We were talking about that list in my Discord at 5-0. Well, it did 5-0 against us. That's for sure.
Moving on,
Must have beat some other scrubs.
You're just holding on to all of these old works. And I think if you want to grow as any sort of creative person, you need to finish things.
My list had 12 sideboards. I feel like I saw something about that. Maybe it was on the Facebook group or something, but I'm pretty sure I saw a 12 sideboard card list and somebody talking about it. Saga, yep. Memnite, yep. Shadow Spear, yep. Kraken, yep. I would like to play not one, but dose shadows.
That cliche of art is not finished, it's abandoned. Yes, it can always be
Do it. Do it. Attack.
But you have to finish.
Attack me like one of your French girls.
Otherwise, you're just the guy talking about your art, and you're not the guy doing it. you get better by doing it, finishing it,
Yeah,
learning from that
cracking
process,
in.
and moving on to the next thing.
What you wanna do? What you gonna do? Gonna do when the shadows attack you? Dead boy, dead boy. Few more points of damage. Got this Thought Thief that I can flash in and block if need be. I'll absolutely counter a Pure Steel Paladin here. Nope. Get your draw, but you not get your Paladin. Yeah. Rogues! 3 missing sideboard slots for crime punishment, but his computer couldn't handle the weird formatting on the name, so it slipped through the cracks. Rough. Scoop to the power of rogues. Alright, what am I boarding out? Don't really have a lot of, like, bad cards in this matchup. Like, we need to be considerate of Sanctifier on Vec. We've got Tarmogoyfs and Flyers. And Grimflayer technically tramples over. Probably Thieves Guild Enforcers can come out. What else? Maybe an Inquisition. I want to board out something in the 2-drop area. A Thought Thief. Maybe I'm supposed to leave in Thieves Guild Enforcer over Soaring Thought Thief. Does I get the opportunity to just like flash block a an Esper Sentinel or something like that. That's pretty good. Decent hand of Magical Gathering cards. No turn 1 Esper Sentinel. No turn 1 Esper Sentinel. No turn 1 Esper Sentinel. Okay. Second draw is great. Second land's great. Drawing a snow-covered plains. Not just a plains. Means it can't decide what temperature it wants to be around. Smith. Okay, Shadow. You're gonna have your work cut out for you this one. Yep. Smith, yep. Gonna get a bobble too. Right, yep. Yep. Alright, so we've got like 2 hard removal spells for 2 2 constructs. I'm just gonna get Shadow down here. If he didn't have so many draws coming off the top, I might not play the Shadow there. But he's just got like a lot of looks at a hammer. I'm gonna assume he does not have a hammer here. That's what I get for assuming. So, what's my play here? I just have to pass? Because he's going to be able to, like, make a construct and get another hammer. Or it had to be a hammer. Next to last. Rough. No way that's right. Unless you have a third hammer. Alright, let's think. I could block the smith, take 11, go to 1, drown in the lock the other construct, attack for 12 on the backswing, have a blocker. I could flash in Thought Thief. I think it's flash in Thought Thief and block. Well, I guess the downside is, like, I'm pretty positive he's got another hammer. So if I flash in Thought Thief and I block on the Ingenious Smith, or I could just block on the Midnight. Like, I would like to get something off the board here. My best top decks are 1 mana interaction. So what plays the best into that? Maybe he's got Shadow Spear, but... he could... he's got Shadow Spear. He could Shadow Spear onto the Smith. Alright. That happens. I flash in a Thought Thief. Pass turn. Now I've got not a lot. All right. So spear. Go. Block. Here. Doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, the Shadow Spear giving trample means it doesn't matter. Like, if I drown the construct, I at least get to, if for some reason he doesn't just flash in the Shadow Spear on the Smith and kill me, I do get to unequip all these hammers. I hate hammer. I don't mind hammer. They do have some starts that are pretty annoying. But after that game, I do believe Thieves Guild is better than Soaring Thought Thief. Being able to have like a death touch blocker on the ground is really, really solid. Is this... maybe I don't want Oof if I'm sitting on Bobble and EE. But it's just so good against, what's his name? Pure Steel Paladin. Eight hammer, any graveyard decks besides Murktide, Derpa, top deck, Derpa. Rocking Flyers like it's 2017. Then let them give a Nexus flying after equipping hammer. Sure. Being on the play does help a lot this matchup. Maybe we even get a good opening hand. That too much to wish for? Yep, yeah, it is. All right. Do have the aid. We have a prismatic ending. Got a bunch of good stuff. What do I need to draw? Armagoyf would be good. Looks like a good rock hand. Would be if it weren't only 6 cards. Alright, so they drew basic planes for turn. I shuffled you away. Go back to your home. So Shadow's good, Tarmogoyf's good. Opponent playing a 2-drop and letting me attack in with a Grimflayer's good. Doesn't look like they're gonna let me though. Are. Springleaf drum. Let's start swinging in. If they double block, I just get to like fatal push one of these and call it a day. EE seems pretty good here. We can bin Catacombs. Do I want to bin Seal of Removal? Want to bin or keep Seal of Removal? Gonna be shuffling this turn, so let's bin that. That on top. I think I'm just gonna add Luris to my hand here. Add Luris or fatal push. Luris. I didn't want to play out Shadow into like this known prismatic ending, because they would just be able to play the ending and play a 2-drop. But if I don't play out the Shadow and they decide to ending the Grimflayer, then they can't follow it up with a 2-drop. Forge gets Shadow Spear, sure. Draw EE. So, am I planning on just EEing away the 1-drops? If yes, then I want to do this free combat because it grows Grimflare. I can pay the 1 for the Sentinel. So I guess we don't even have to do that. I can just like play Shadow go. Wouldn't make a lot of sense sitting on an EE, but alright, I definitely want Drown in the lock. The extra land, I think, can wait. And I'll just pass with EE up. Feel like I've not played particularly great this game. So if they like hold back with the Esper Sentinel or do something like this, I can just choose to Fatal Push instead of going for the EE. Panic ending my EE. Okay. Now I get swinging with Shadow. Or swinging with Grimflare. Play Shadow, hold up, Drown. Then all of those. Care about this.
Yo.
Sanctifier is pretty good. I do have Luris Seal of Removal. Get to draw a card off of it. Dude, if I play Bobble, he's gonna get to draw a card off of it, so might as well. Have I tried Dolphy in the deck? It's a rogue too. I have not, but I don't know if Dolphy is like good enough in non-rogue decks. And so I'm not sure that the rogue synergy makes it good enough to include. Like, in everything else that doesn't care about rogues, Nihil Spellbomb's just been, like, worlds better. And so I just don't have an easy time convincing myself that Dothia is good enough for the deck on the sole reasoning that it's a rogue. Dothia is a Nombo with Drown. You're right about that. Alright, so I play Seal here. This is an awkward point where if he top decks a Hammer, I die to Ink Moth. Am I supposed to play around that and not attack this turn? So, like, if I seal the Sanctifier and he top decks... Yeah, I think I'm just passing. Leaving up Thieves Guild here. I can just get two things. Hammer makes it lose flying, but he can pay for Ink Moth again to give it flying again. Like after he equips Hammer to it. It's a layering thing. Kane's flying once again for a second time. Yes, that is exactly what it does. Okay. So I seal this, he can replay it, but he loses a life to do so. Yeah, because he has to lose a life and tap down a guy. No, like, hammer, tap down shenanigans. Since I have the extra attacker, if he taps down a guy to play hammer, or to replay Sanctifier, he just dies. Yep. I guess he's not dead, is he? Crap. Replay, re-equip Shadow Spear. Alright. So if I seal, bounce the construct. Or no, I'd have to seal, bounce the Sanctifier. And I attack with everything. He blocks. Stoneforge on something. I can't kill him, I guess it's just Shadow Seal go again. Steal the Stone Forge. Attack with everything. He goes to 2. Steal the Construct. Attack. Sanctifier can freely block like the Luris. I don't gain the life. Like a race to see who misses a creature top deck. Except I'm pretty sure this turn I'm supposed to just let a gonna say let a Sanctifier attack through. So we can get another hammer. Am I just double blocking with shadows? Yeah. Word stall makes me miss TBR, right? Like, you know what would be really cool right here? Just being able to end my opponent's entire existence. You can really equip for 0 now. Like, now I've got Ink Moth to deal with. I've got Paladins to deal with. Constructs to deal with. I could seal, bounce a Construct. Like, do I have any chance of winning this if I'm not finding removal spells? Stop drawing hammers. Please. The name of all things just and holy. If I counter this, do I just die? Versus Sagas. Yep. I can bounce a Sanctifier. Not bounce a Sanctifier. Alright, opponent, you made that really, really complicated for a very simple game action. Probably should have just countered the hammer there at the end, but felt like I needed to kill, like, get a dude off the board if I wanted to have any chance. Like, I think if I just counter the hammer with the attacks that they have, like, I'm not getting in any better situation. Yeah, I could have bounced this Sanctifier then Inquisition. That's definitely a line. Gonna have to go back through and watch that one. I've missed so many follows. Just Lee XX, Life 4, Ruben Ma, Zen Trader, Starfall. All of y'all so much for the follows. Hope you're having awesome Tuesdays. I think we were supposed to ship the attack and live or die on the hammer when we held back. Possibly. I could certainly see an argument for that line as well. Just say, like, we're not winning this. I guess I was thinking that our Luris was more impactful than it actually was. Like, I'm sitting there with a Luris just kind of drawing over and over again and or sealing over and over again and not, like, actually moving forward with the game, not dealing with things permanently. Our good friend Living End. Our good friend that we really want to find a Drown in the Lock against. Maybe 2 Drown in the Locks. A lot of shardless agents. Since I know he's got a draw spell coming off the top, like, I'm assuming these shardless agents are gonna get cast on turn 3. I could take the Street Wraith, but he's got a Wind Caller, he's got a Riverwinder off the top, like, gonna see cards. I'll take the free one. How many lands does this deck play? Not ours, but theirs. Winnie? That's a lot more than I thought. Unlock off the top. Alright. We're just gonna move on. Can't answer the living ends this game. Got Fluster Storms, Void Mirrors, Spell Bombs. Dispute. We're gonna board out what? Bunch of the rogues. Straight up 8 for 8ing. I guess we need to bring or keep in some amount of the rogues just for a clock. And I think Thieves Guild Enforcer is a little bit better because it's going to mill once when it enters as opposed to Thought Thief that's going to continually mill every turn. But we started running into living end a little bit less. I wouldn't complain. Opponent is carefully considering their sideboard options. Which anti-hate piece do they want to bring in? Maybe some mixture. Maybe some artifact hate, a little enchantment hate. So no spell bomb, no drown in the lock. All right, this is a pretty good hand. We can ditch the seal. And we just got turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Armagoyf. Drown is extremely good in these combo matchups. You are correct. Got Grief. So I think I just have to take Grief here so they can't take my Tarmogoyf. I get to keep a clock. So I get turn 2 Goyf here, turn 3 Spell Bomb, hold up Flusterstorm. And Flusterstorm will beat beat Mystical Dispute pretty well. Maybe opponent has lost connection to Magic Online. Abrupt Decay. Probably could have taken out Abrupt Decay. Thought sees their internet. I mean, that was my intent, yes. So, since they didn't play a second land, I'm just going to play second Tarmogoyf here. If they had played second land, I'd play Spellbomb, hold up Flusterstorm. Down Spellbomb. I could Inquisition, but if I Inquisition and I see something like, Grief, then I've got to commit to Spellbomb. But if I Spellbomb, then I can choose between Spellbombing or Flusterstorm. Though I will admit, this is going to be hilarious if this game ends to, like, Shardless Agent, Flusterstorm, the Trigger, and Tarmogoyf. Nation Breaker. So, they sequenced this incorrectly. They should have destroyed the artifact first and then the evoke trigger, and I wouldn't get to exile the Foundation Breaker. But because they resolved the Foundation Breaker first, or resolved the evoke first, I get to take it, exile it as well. Shardless Agent. If I could Thoughtseize myself. Or no, I just Thoughtseize them and kill them, right? By taking Shardless Agent. They could use Simeon Guide, and I would call a judge so quickly. Have I seen you at Game Goblins? I've been to Game Goblins one time for I think it was a modern EBTQ, IQ. I don't know, Steven. Steven, what was it? Am I from Arkansas? Ibski? No, I'm from Mississippi. So close. Very, very close. Not quite the same. Minor amounts of different. If I had surgicals in my board, I could keep in the full rogue package and just try to like surgical living end. Flusterstorm enough to keep this. Oh, and I got a Drown in the Lock and I'm on the draw. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Easy keep. And opponent mold to 6. You like the Fluster Storm or the Drown? I assume you take the Drown, because you can fight over the Drown with a Mystical Dispute. Can't really fight over the Fluster Storm. Land, heck yes. Trying to get you on the surgical tech all day. Tried one time. And I just don't think there's like enough matchups that you want surgical against. There's a few, but not like a large list. Spell bomb off the top. Spell. Now, if opponent plays third land, I can't flash in the Thieves Guild. Gotta hold up Drown. The Dr. Oaken, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Now, it's fight over... What's it called? Time. Fight over Living End. First. Living End that they do not currently have. Alright, little Thieves Guild Enforcers. Go forth and prosper. Test of talents, like, you don't really want test of talents in a meta where you've got one sorcery floating around that anybody cares about, like, getting that effect on. Seems really narrow. You got it. Get tracking in. Am I playing Shadow or am I holding up Fluster Storm? Pressure coming. We find a fetch land, we're just like presenting lethal. Under their hands, Foundation Breaker, unknown, unknown. Let that resolve. Meme if I don't play the memes. Truer words have never been spoken. The Violent Outburst. Outburst on the top. I'm just gonna sit on a Drown Flusterstorm here. Wonder deeply if I will see a fetch land. Make my life easy. How's the deck felt? It's felt pretty good. I definitely think the third color splash is worth it. All right. So I think I'm supposed to Flusterstorm here because if I drown in the lock, then Flusterstorm is dead on his turn if he just top decks a Cascade spell. Did I target the right one? I hope I targeted Living End and not Violent Outburst. Should have Inquisition in case his last card was Mystical Dispute. Yep. All right. Sweet. Yeah, Rogues has felt good. Like I was saying, I think the third color is worth it. I don't know if green is ultimately the best third color, but Tarmogoyf has felt good. Red would also be great. We talked about white, where you could get like Prismatic Ending. You can't play Teferi with Luris. Get Prismatic Ending, get like Kaya's Guile, stuff like that. You go. Bad. Less bad. On some Rhino. Some Rhino funny business. Sure, fucking shocking. For sure, thought seizing. One Cascade spell currently. I could just like take the Brazen Borrower and try to fight through the Rhinos. Second land. Second land. Curious how good Grimflayer is. I think for the most part, Grimflayer is a meme that chat really wants to be good. Land. Like, Grimflayer, I want to be good. Grimflayer, I don't think is realistically good. I don't really want to cast this Thieves Guild Enforcer, because at the moment, like, he just doesn't know what we are. But even if we top deck a land and we can play Tarmogoyf, like he's got Brazen Borrower to bounce it. So we got Fluster Storms, Mirrors, EEs. K is fine. Mystical Dispute is a bad. Mana Leak is fine. Maybe I don't even need that. Got a bunch of good cards. Grimflayer doesn't outgrow a Rhino. Thieves Guild Enforcer dies to Stomp and Fire. EE enough of a reason to keep this. Grimflayer getting cut next league. I just think Grimflayer could be something more impactful. Like, it's not an I hate Grimflayer as a Magic card. It's a, if Grimflayer's not doing enough, why are we playing it? Surgical Tested Talents matchup. Okay, I'll stop. Surgical and Tested Talents both would have looked awful with double Rhinos and Suspend. Just saying. We'll just get down Goyf. Can't fire it, can't stomp it. To get some Rhinos in play, I've got those covered. Just gonna Blood Moon. Looks like a Blood Moon. Oh, you're right, he can stomp it. Blood Moon. Really weird looking Blood Moon. I'm telling you, it's a Blood Moon. So I kill a Rhino. Take 6. I can Fluster Storm another set of Rhinos.
It doesn't matter how much you know about implementation.
Just have 3 Rhino makers in hand.
Or writing layers, or any of these kind of video game terms. matters if you can't write music well.
Shadow. All right. Rhinos for days.
The first thing for me is always learning your craft. And it doesn't matter where the music is going ultimately. This is when it's in your head and you're still thinking about it. You've got to know how to basically see it through completion practically on your own these days and have it stand on its own with everything else that's out there.
And that's where these decks are just annoying. I mean, there's like decent hate for it. But I think the problem is like it's so consistent for these decks to do what they want to do. And it's nowhere near as consistent to play reasonable hate for it. Like, you can play 4 Chalice of the Void, 4 Void Mirror to stop this deck. But you're not getting use out of those cards against other matchups. And these decks like don't really have a fail rate.
I mean, sure, having the right reverb helps and everything. It really comes down to what's in your head and what's in here, what's in your heart. And those two things are what make the best video game music, in my opinion. Because I'm not really talking about video game music, I'm just talking about music.
I mean, if we can get to Luris, we're not in like a atrocious spot.
You have to be able to feel it. You have to know how to take those in your head and in your heart and say something meaningful. And I don't think that's necessarily something you learn in school or something you learn from reading a book or watching YouTube videos or anything. I think that's more something you learn from doing it, from trying it over and over and over and over and over and over.
Push one of these Rhinos. If I take 4 here, go to 4. Or I can take 2 here. 3 here, sorry. Now I'm dead to like an ice or a lot of spells. Well, it's like you're favored if you see the pieces that you need. If you don't see the pieces that you need, it doesn't matter, right? Like, yeah, I'm favored if I see 2 counter spells. If I see Void Mirror. But I didn't. I saw 1 counter spell. And he saw 3 or 4 things that make Rhinos. Alright. 3-1's a little disappointing. I feel like the deck's better than the 3-1, 3-1 that we had. But it was definitely fun. I'm going to be playing this deck some more going forward. Sultai, I think, was a good color choice, I don't think Grim Flare is where we want to be. I can see this being like another Inquisition or some, like, going back to a counter spell, like got Breeding Pool, maybe just cut Overgrown Tomb, play Breeding Pool, play counter spell. Just saying it's a better matchup than if you're playing Jund. Like 90% of Modern. It's a better matchup for this than it is in Jund. The sideboard, Flusterstorm was really good. Mystical Dispute was meh. EE was good. Void Mirror, we didn't see it in the matchup, so we wanted it. Spellbomb again was good. Didn't bring in Bitter Blossom this league. Collector Roof was great against Tron, and Assassin's Trophy was great. Took out a Batterskull. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna put some more thought and testing into this deck going forward. I think it could be in a pretty decent space if we get the interaction that we want, especially with all these like Living In and Cascade decks. Could be a really good player to fight against those. But in the meantime, I'm going to send everybody over to Big Ben MTG, who's playing some Bant Ephemerate. So if you want to check that out, stick around. Feel free to share some love from the chat. As always, hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Tuesday. Stay safe, enjoy some good food, good company, and I will catch y'all back tomorrow.